The freaking mountain lions in the back. I say, Meemaw got myself a mountain lion. Big old bobcat right here.
You remember her skunk tail stew?
Oh, skunk tail. How could you forget?
They had a nice aroma
to
it.
Forget? Man, your breath stank for the rest of the year.
Oh, delicious.
So good.
What song is this?
I don't know. My ADHD is bumping right now, dude. I got so much music playing through my head.
Ricky, I can sing high like the air.
And I can sing high. Wow, wow, wow.
She's got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of rain.
I'd hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain.
Now and then we do a podcast skit where we sing just a little bit every single time at the beginning of every single podcast.
Cause that's our ADHD poppin'.
Bow, bow, Los Amigos, Gringos, we can sing hang. A little bit of Jack Black.
We always go Jack Black. It always turns into Jack Black.
The longest fucking time ago, the time gonna get a brew. Lived a humble podcast crew, religious through and through. But hey, there was some black shirts and they knew just what to do.
We're both wearing black shirts and we're on our fucking podcast crew.
This is the musical version of our podcast.
For you.
For you, yeah. We won't talk today, we'll only sing a little.
Rig-a-ding.
Have you ever had ADD and had some caffeine too?
That shit's fucking wild. And I'll screw with fucking you. Biddle-doo.
But seriously, if you could hit subscribe and like, and we would appreciate it too. Also follow us on Instagram at Los Amigos Gringos. And on TikTok at Los Amigos Gringos 1.
Thank you, and now our fucking podcast has begun.
Yeah.
That's a good intro.
Welcome, and you're welcome.
Solid intro. Yeah, we know we're entertaining. Get over it, all right?
Yeah. And
this is what we do.
And I know you've never heard such good singers in your life.
We were all over.
If this was The Voice, we would be The Voice.
This is The Voice.
Yeah, we would have had at least 4 chair turns, and they would have been expecting at least 5 people.
Dude, if you were the guy, like the host of that show, or just like a show in general, what would your voice be?
Oh, I'd be like, what's up, dude?
Really? You just go normal? I'd be like, welcome back to The Voice.
I'd be like, yo, dog, welcome back to The Voice, homie.
Completely change, like, put on a different persona.
Yeah. I'd be like, yo, that was dope, dog. That was
rootin' tootin', partner.
That thing you did with your voice right there, like, that thing at the end, dog.
You know, that
was tight.
That thing you did right there, you know, that reminds me back on the ranch with my grandma when she'd be picking the banjee. I tell you what, she did this little thing, and that reminded just me my meemaw. You know,
my meemaw.
My meemaw.
She made a mean stew.
Oh man, I remember I used to be shooting freaking mountain lions in the back. I say, meemaw got myself a mountain lion, big old bobcat right here.
You remember her skunk tail stew?
Oh, skunk tail. How could you forget?
They had a nice aroma to it.
Forget? Man, your breath stank for the rest of the year.
Oh, delicious.
So good.
But the women love that smell.
Oh, yeah. They stay away. One time I thought I cut the ugly. Just turns out I ate some skunk tail stew.
Oh, skunk tail stew.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I want some of that.
Oh,
I think they got that on DoorDash.
No, I don't think they got Meemaw on DoorDash. So she's the only one that makes it.
She also died 50 years ago.
Yeah, that was 50 years ago. 23 years before I was born.
We missed you, Meemaw.
We miss you dearly, Meemaw.
Dude, today I was watching this show. Well, it was on YouTube. And it was called, like, My Past Life or something. Mm-hmm. And this guy, he'll hypnotize people.
Yeah.
And then ask them, like, who were you in your past life?
Yeah.
And this girl will be, like, asleep. And she was like, I was kissing Kate Winslow or something.
Cool.
Yeah. And then after he gets all the details out of her hypnosis. Yeah, session.
Yeah.
He goes and does research on the internet and then comes back with like things that match up with what she said, you know?
Yeah.
And then shows her like a clip.
Yeah.
like she said her name was like something Winslow. It was like Kate Winslow. It wasn't Kate, but it was something else.
Mm-hmm.
And that she remembered, he was like, what does your dad do for a living? And she's like, well, I keep seeing trains, so he must be a conductor or something.
Weird.
And then she was like, do you have any siblings? She's like, yeah, I have 4. She was like, what was your dad's name? His name was Bob. So Bob Winslow?
Mm-hmm.
No, Bill Winslow.
Yeah.
And then he's like, do you have any siblings? Like, yeah, I have 4. Bill Jr., Tate, one of them liked to be called Goliath, and some other one. And then she remembered seeing zebras. What? And
she in Africa?
Said she was married 4 times and she was a gold digger.
Whoa.
Like, she was like, I was a gold digger. I never loved anyone. Blah, blah, blah. So whatever. He goes and does the research afterwards. It shows you the clips because she doesn't remember it because she was hypnotized, right? Yeah. She's like, I said all that. You know? And you're like, oh my God, dude. And then he's like, look what we found. It was like I don't know what you call it. It was like the staff list for Barnum and Bailey's circus. Yeah. Back in like the 30s or 40s. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Bill Winslow right here. Weird. Is on here. And he was a train electrician. Oh, weird. Yeah. And then it was like your brother was also in the circus, Goliath. Goliath was a strong man in the circus. Oh, man. They didn't find the other 2 brothers. And they didn't find anything about Kate herself, whatever, but they found that. Interesting. Yeah. And you're like, well, obviously what they do is they go find these old people. Yeah. And then they have the actors give the details.
So she was like part of a circus family then?
Yeah.
Weird.
So yeah, she grew up in a circus.
Dude.
They're part of a traveling circus.
That's wild. I've seen some things about hypnosis that's like, when you're getting hypnotized, if you're not willing to let it happen, it won't happen. Yeah. You have to be like open-minded and like actually listen to what the person's saying and try to do it. Yeah. But it's weird. Have you ever wanted to run to the circus and just like leave your life and
be in the circus? Traveling circus. Yeah, I was about to leave Lily last week and go to the circus.
What, she called you at 2?
Yeah. So, oh my God. All right, she's going to kill me, but I don't care. I'm telling this story. So, and this happens every time, by the way. Every time. So, my wife and her cousin, who works out with us all the time, they decided to go to a bar. It was like Doja Cat night, and they love Doja Cat. Doja Cat. And they were like, we're going to go to this bar. Can you drive us? And I was like, yes, I'll drive you, but get an Uber home. Mm-hmm. I'm not picking you up. Yeah. Because I hate going to sleep and waking up in the middle of the night and going somewhere. Oh, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. And they're like, okay, we'll get an Uber. Mm-hmm. And then at 1:30, Stephanie texts me, hey, can you go pick us up? And I was like, this is an Uber. Yep. Yeah. You don't text Uber. You go on the app. Okay. Yep. And then Lily calls me. And she's like, hey, can you come pick us up? And you know when your wife asks you to do something? It's not really... It's not asking. Optional. Yeah. You have to do that. She's like, Uber's $70. And I was like, okay, it's $35 each. I knew it was going to be $70. It was 10 miles away. And probably in a busy area and too. And near like bars and stuff on a Saturday night. It's got to be freaking expensive. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I knew that. So just get it. You should have planned for this. And then she's like, oh, we'll call my sister. And I'm like, oh, leave your sister alone. I'll come get you. Poor sister. I'm like, I'm not going to have someone else go get you. Oh, you know. Man. But anyway, I knew it was going to happen too. And I was trying to also like give her hints that I really didn't want to pick her up. Because I was like, I'm home, going to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah. Good night. Ugh. Like, I'll see you in the morning means don't contact me. Do not call me, please. That means you're getting home with the Uber, and I will see you in the morning. In the morning. But anyway. Technically, it was morning, though. I knew it was going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. That happens, man. I might as well just prepare next time. Doja Cat. She was in that show I was talking about, Dave. I remember we were actually talking about that the other day because they were talking about Doja Cat, and I was like, oh, she's in that show with Little Dickie. What show? Little Dickie's show. It's called Dave. Little Dickie? It's about like Little Dickie's life, kind of. Who is Little Dickie? Little Dickie's a rapper. Oh, my dick. No, that's Mickey Apple. No. He does Pillow Talk. He does what's a song you would know? He does White Crimes. That fucking song's hilarious. He does funny songs. He does Gotta save that money. Yeah, man. Gotta save that money. Oh, that dude. Yeah, he's hilarious.
Rap game got it all wrong. Yeah, dude. That song's so funny.
That's a funny. Yeah. They like that music video. They went around to like, they did the whole music video for like free or really cheap. They went around to like, rich people's like estates and mansions. Yeah. And they were like, hey, can we film here? Yeah. Because we're making a music video.
He's like 15 minutes tops. That's all I need.
And we'll put like, on the music video, we'll put like, hey, donate to this charity, whatever charity you want.
In the credits.
Donate. Yeah, in the credits. So they filmed it for like almost free.
Yeah. Dude, he did the whole thing for pretty much free.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. He had a really small budget for that, which is wild.
And dude, that's like the perfect rap song because, okay, I haven't told you this, but I probably have. But I've tried to write raps before, you know, in the Notes app or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I try to write them about like real stuff. Yeah. Like real life. Not like, oh, I'm rich. Mm-hmm. Blah, 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 blah.
Not typical rap where it's like, get bitches, get money.
Yeah, I wish more rappers would do that. Like, talk about real life. Quit talking about, I get rich, I get money.
Which a lot of people with Little Dickie, they're like, he's like Lonely Islands. And I'm like, no, he's just rapping about his life.
He's like being more honest.
He didn't grow up in the projects. He didn't struggle when he was a freaking Jew who his parents did real well. And, you know, like he grew up in the suburbs, you know, like he had a good life. He had a freaking, I don't know if it was a 6-figure job, but he had a good career ahead of him. He just didn't want to do that. And he loved rapping. So he chose that path and took that risk and fucking it paid off. But dude, my friend, I'm not going to say his name, but I was having this conversation with him the other day and he's like, I don't really like his rap. And I was like, why? And he was like, well, it's just like not typical rap. I was like, how so? And he's like, well, he just, you know, he's not like the rap that I listen to. I was like, what do they talk about? Is it because he talks about different stuff? And he's like, yeah, he's more like Lonely Islands. I'm like, no, he's a skilled rapper.
Lonely Island is like jokes.
I was like, right? The rap, yeah, like they do joke songs, which I mean, Lil Dickie does too. But like, if you've ever seen him freestyle, he is good, man. His cadence is crazy.
But Lil Dickie's are joke songs, but they're like really good.
Yeah,
like they're mainstream.
And they also have like reality in them.
Yeah,
like honestly, there's probably so many white people that can relate to his songs. Yeah, it's so funny. Like White Crimes, that song is hilarious, dude. He's like talking about how he sneaks it, or he goes into the movie theater and he's like, you better believe I got candy in my pockets, you know, like stuff like that.
That's
like, true. That is such a white person crime. So funny.
I do that. Oh, if you want a tip, so my very first job was at the movie theater. Mm-hmm. And if anyone listening, if you want to take any snacks in there, all you have to do when you get to the door, if they say, hey, you can't bring that in, just say, I'm diabetic. They have to let you bring it in.
Nice. I've never used that before. I've never got stopped. That's why.
I've done it. I've said it before.
Really?
And don't cancel me or whatever for saying I have diabetes and I don't. But I think the kid like knew that I worked there before because he looked at me. He was like,
yeah, because you're like freaking.
I was bringing stuff in, and he was like, "Oh, you can't bring that." I was like, "I have diabetes." He's like,
"Really?" Because you look like a Greek god. So I don't think so.
And he was just like, "Okay."
I'm a really healthy diabetic. What do you want?
Yeah, because you be type 1.
Dude, freaking Nick Jonas has diabetes.
Because he's type 1.
Yeah, and that guy's fit as fuck.
Yeah, he's all right.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him shirtless lately, so I don't know.
He's in this like fighting show.
Oh yeah, Kingdom or something like that. That show's pretty good.
I started watching it, but I kind of stopped.
I did too.
Sometimes shows just get too intense for me, and I just have to stop watching them.
I don't know what. I think I just lost interest after a while. I watched till like the second season or something, and
I did too.
Somewhere halfway in the second season, I stopped.
Yeah, I kind of lose interest, and they'll get too intense, or like, I don't know.
Dude, okay, back to the circus.
Yeah.
If you were in the circus, what would you do? What would be your thing?
I'd be a strongman, obviously. Actually, I'm not even that strong.
I didn't think about that. I'd probably be a trapeze dude.
Yeah, I want to do that. That looks fun. I was watching a video.
Dude, I know that the first time I would do that, I'd be terrified, but after I would do it a couple times, I'd probably get pretty good at it.
Those guys are all like really skilled gymnasts.
My cousins would be so good at that because like they used to, well, they're not gymnasts, but they used to have a trampoline and they could do the craziest tricks. Craziest tricks.
My cousins would be really good at that because they used to have a trampoline.
Well, trampoline. They could do crazy tricks on the trampoline, and they have no fear. So they would be so good at it. Because, hear me out, you got these traditional gymnast dudes that are like, yeah, okay, we've been training for this, okay, we got skills, blah, blah, blah. But are they fearless? I don't think so.
Yeah.
My cousins are crazy. Like, you could be like, hey, man, do this impossible trick with no net underneath you, and they'd be like, got it, I'll do it. And they'd nail it. Or they die.
I think my cousins, they would be really good race car drivers.
Yeah.
Because they have a driver's license.
There you go. Yeah.
And they had a car at one point.
That's true.
And they're females.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Should probably not touch on that topic.
Oh, no, but we were at the trampoline park. Oh, yeah, my cousin's at trampoline, too. No, for my brother's birthday, we went to one of those.
Cousins would be good at it, too, then.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to those trampoline parks for my brother's birthday.
Yeah.
And my cousins were there. I didn't really so it's weird because my cousins are girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a few years older. So I'm like a few years older than the oldest one.
Mm-hmm.
And then her sister's probably about 5 years younger than her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably about 10 years older than the young one. No, I couldn't have been 10 when she was born. I was probably like 7. I'm probably about 7 years older than the younger one. Which is just weird because we weren't that close. And I see like Lily's like close with all her cousins.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that close with mine. Like we would go to their house and stuff, but it's just like they were girls and I was older than them.
Yeah.
So I always felt kind of awkward playing with them when I was little, you know?
Yeah, that's the worst.
It just felt weird because like...
I was lucky that I had boy cousins, and I'm very close with my cousins too. But yeah, if they were girls, I probably would not be as close as I am. Yeah. I have like my cousin Alyssa, I'm pretty close with her. But, you know, my other girl cousins are either like a lot older than me or a lot younger than me, so I didn't really hang out with them.
Yeah. But we were at the trampoline park and playing basketball and like talking, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I finally get to talk to them because you're like all grown up now, so then you can finally like kind of connect with them. Yeah. Because you're like the same age basically. Yeah. Once you're like hit a certain age, you're like all the same.
Yeah, after everybody's like 20, you're good.
Anyway, we were playing basketball, which was fun in the trampoline park.
Yeah.
Or we were playing soccer. We were playing soccer and then we played horse.
Cool.
But my older cousin, after I left, I think they played more basketball or they played something else after I left.
Mm-hmm.
And she broke her hand. She like I think they were playing dodgeball and she dodged it.
Yeah.
And landed on her hand and like broke one of the bones in her hand. I was like, damn, that sucks. Oh. And like 2 days later, my mom calls me and was like, oh, the older cousin, I don't say their names, but she has COVID. And I'm like, oh, great. I was fucking playing basketball with them. And running, like touching them and touching the same ball as them.
Jesus.
But I never got COVID, so.
That's good. I don't think COVID's got anything on me.
No.
I mean, it's probably been through me a few times, and I've just never had the symptoms.
That's what I wonder about, too. Well, I got the vaccine, like, beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even want to get it.
I haven't gotten it. I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Pro-choice.
Give me a mask. And why aren't you 6 feet away from me?
Because I don't care. And I'm not sick.
How dare you?
Did
I'm vaccinated. So you need to get away from me because you're not vaccinated.
Did I send you that video of the girl getting kicked off the airplane?
Crap, we shouldn't have said the word vaccine on this stupid podcast.
Oh, yeah, they're going to do the pop-up thing on the
now
bottom.
We're only going to get 3 views instead of 5.
Oh, no. God forbid. Dude, I saw this video of this lady freaking out
at
because... on a plane. Oh. She's freaking out because the guy next to her wasn't wearing a mask. I sent this to you?
No, you told me about it.
Yeah, so she wasn't wearing a mask, or he wasn't wearing a mask, and he wasn't vaccinated. And she was like, "You're risking my life. This is against the law."
He wasn't wearing a mask on the plane? You have to wear a mask on the plane.
Apparently on this one you don't.
That's weird.
Yeah. So she was like complaining to the hostess or whatever they're called on the plane. And she's like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but that's the only seat you can have, so you're going to have to sit down and buckle up, you know." And she was being very professional. And this lady would not shut up, man. She's like, you have to switch me. This is illegal, blah, 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 blah. And then the freaking captain comes out. And he's like, "Ma'am, I can see how much this is upsetting you, but we respect everyone's freedom of choice here. So if you don't want to sit there, you can leave the plane." and then everybody just starts cheering, and she leaves, and oh, dude, I was like, yes, get out of here, Karen.
They're so funny, dude. Karens are crazy. I saw another one today. It was at a Walmart.
Yeah.
And this lady wouldn't let these other two ladies go down the aisle to pass her because she was like, oh, you're going to be within 6 feet of me. And the lady that didn't want them to get near her because they were going to get her sick. No, she was like, you're going to kill me because you're going to get me COVID. She didn't have a mask on. I'm like, if you're so worried about it, why aren't you wearing a mask? And then second of all, she already had a vaccine.
Dude, and honestly...
She had the vaccine. The lady that was trying to pass her said, I have a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no, you can't pass me. You can go continue doing your shopping, and then you can come back here, and I'll probably be done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's ridiculous.
If you step to the side of the aisle, there's more than 6 feet.
Yeah. And honestly, it's like...
And if you want to be like that...
Why did you go to the store?
Yeah, why'd you leave your house?
If you're so scared to like be in the presence of people, why did you go to a populated place?
Yeah.
Where people are freaking roaming around with no masks on.
And then start bossing people around.
Yeah, you don't fucking run the world. Bro, that's... I should probably not bring that up because it's political. But
we need like a new word for Karen because I feel bad about people actually named Karen.
Yeah, I feel like we need a non-name name.
But now I feel like I'm being like a little fucking... What do you call it? One of those people.
Yeah.
That's
You're
like,
being a Karen.
We need to call people by what they want to be called.
That's stupid.
But
I hate when people are like that.
I guess it's just called being a bitch.
Yeah, that's what it really is. Karen's a nice term for it.
Yeah.
You know? Which is funny because I know some Karens and they're not even like that. But it's funny. Like that typical name. Like my cousin like Kyle is not a Kyle at all. You know what I mean? He's not punching holes in drywall. He's not slamming monsters.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Definitely sounds like... But that is like the perfect name for it though.
It is.
Karen.
It just fits.
It does.
It's just that name. It's the perfect name for it.
I don't get how people act like that. I'm like, okay.
Let me speak to your manager. Shut up.
How were you raised to the point where you act like that? Like, I don't get...
Because you didn't get spanked.
But these people, like, they think they're in charge of everyone.
It's just people that have not got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, they need to be.
You know?
But it's just like you hear them talking and you're like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're stupid.
Dude, for real. It's like there's a brick wall in their brain or something.
I wonder if it's like low... So I don't know if they have a low IQ or if it's like a low emotional intelligence type of thing.
Dude, I don't know.
It's something because it's like obviously you don't think clearly and logically.
Man, yeah, that's dude, like, it's like how can you not just like step back and think for a second? Hey, I'm going to go to the store that's very populated and I'm going to go shopping with these people that might have COVID and I'm terrified of COVID. So I'm going to tell them what to do instead of stay at home, order your freaking groceries from Walmart or whatever.
Online.
There's so many options that you can do to avoid that.
Yeah, they got the pickup in the parking lot. You can literally order most of your stuff on Amazon now.
You can literally go to Walmart or order all this stuff at Walmart or Fry's or Albertsons or whatever grocery store. Pull up in the parking lot, open your trunk. You don't even have to get out. They put it in your freaking vehicle for you, and then you can just leave.
But instead, I'm going to go inside and tell people to stay 6 feet away from me.
What?
Even if it means they can't go down the aisle. You crazy?
Are you crazy?
You crazy.
Are you crazy? This is America. We have freedom of choice.
This is America.
This is the #1 amendment.
Don't get within 6 feet of me.
Constitutional rights, baby. You do.
And now they're having like all these like mandates to get a vaccine.
Dude.
I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
The thing that's scaring me is people in political power saying you need to give up some of your freedoms because we have to work together. And it's like, that's not working together. That's you trying to control us, man. You're scaring me with that kind of speech.
Yeah, they're controlling the shit of us. They're doing that in Australia, and it's like...
Oh, yeah, and there's riots, man. Yeah. Riots like crazy. And there should be, because you should not give away your freedom at all.
It's insane. Like, okay, how are you going to tell us what to do?
Yeah.
Like, I have the vaccine, but because I wanted to get it. But I don't think anyone should be forced to get it.
No.
Like,
not at all.
it made me feel a little crappy for a couple days, and I'm sure on some people it has bad side effects. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I have heard some horror stories.
Yeah, you hear a lot of stories, but and it's also like a lot of the stories you're like you don't know if it's actually related.
That's true.
Because there's like no, it wasn't like done in like a study where there was like a control group and like
One thing I have heard though that I've been hearing from people that I know that it's happening to is it's messing with some girls' menstrual cycles, and they're like it's a heavier flow than usual, or it's like not on time or something, or like something's weird, or the cramps are way worse or stuff like that. And yeah, I know like 3 or 4 people that told me that, and I was like, oh shit, that one's real.
I hear a lot of weird stories, but I hear the weird stories from my mom, and she's a crazy person. Sorry, Mom, but you're literally crazy.
Your mom's great.
She literally, she's like the nicest person in the world, but like her head is hollow sometimes, and she'll just believe anything.
Oh, man.
Like, if you could get anyone to join a cult, it would be my mom.
Oh my God! Did I tell you about my dad?
If you open the dictionary to the word gullible, my mom's there like.
Since we're talking about politics, we might as well throw religion into this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you about this, but my dad the other day, I had to pick him up to go to a job site, and he comes, or like the first thing he says, my dad's so dramatic sometimes.
Yeah.
He goes, worried about your sister. I'm like, what? What's wrong? First I'm like, whoa, what's going on? You know? He's like, she lost her way. I was like, oh God. Okay, what is this about? And he's like, she doesn't believe in God anymore. I was like, okay, newsflash, neither do I, bud. We're not on that anymore. Yeah, this is the first thing I said. I said, I don't really believe in God either anymore, man. He's like, what? And I was like, the Bible to me is as much mythology as Greek and Norse mythology are.
Yeah.
He's like, well, that's just blah, 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 blah. And I was like, tell me any fact that you can tell me. Tell me any fact. And he's like, well, it's called faith. And I was like, yeah, it's called, there's no proof, so therefore it's a story.
Yeah.
Fake story,
just
maybe. Maybe it's a real story. Who knows? I can't prove it, neither can you. So it's myth. It's a myth.
It's just a story.
That's all it is. And oh my God, he got so upset.
It's crazy because Christians, when you tell them that, well, a lot of Christians, like, if you tell them you don't believe because there's no proof that it's real, they're like, well, how do you not believe?
Well, you just gotta believe. No, I don't have to. Just like I'm not telling you can't believe. Believe in what you want to believe. I don't care. Do your own thing. But do not judge people for not believing.
Yeah.
Who cares? Everybody, you don't have to live their life. They have to live their life. So they get to choose what they want to do. So let them choose what they want to do. You know?
Yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't ever try to convert people to not be Christian.
Yeah.
But they'll try to convert me to like, you're going to spend all eternity in hell. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. If your magical little story's real. and it's like, okay, Christianity came about, I don't know the timeline. I haven't studied it that much, but it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
It was like 2,000-3,000 years ago. There was religions for several thousand years before that.
Oh, yeah.
Like 10, 20,000 years before that.
Like Greek mythology and Norse mythology, they're still religions. People practice those as well.
Like the Egyptians, they had their religions.
Oh, the Egyptians probably the oldest.
The religion, yeah. And the Egyptians are like...
I don't know.
The Egyptians had like God, a devil. They like all have that.
They had multiple gods and they had multiple deities, and
they're all like the same story, except they had multiple. And then Christians are like, oh, there's only one true God.
Yeah.
And
which is like, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
You're like, or there's nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Your story is a little bit different than everybody else's, so yours is real.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say that I don't believe that God exists because I have no idea.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I would say I'm 50-50.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know. Maybe he's real. maybe he's make-believe.
I'm like, life is pretty crazy. Like, I don't know how we exist.
Yeah.
And know that we exist. And, like, the world is... but, like, it could have just as easily happened out of nothing.
Yeah, it was like, hear me out. Back when the Bible was written, people thought the earth was flat. People thought planets rotated around the earth.
They didn't know much.
They didn't know that much. We know a lot more now.
And the thing is, in the Bible, okay, because people read the Bible, and it has a lot of good philosophies in it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think it's good to, like, if you're going to raise your kid in any sort of religion, I think Christianity is a good reason just because it'll teach them morals.
Yeah.
Like right and wrong, you know?
But pretty much all religions have that.
Yeah. Well, I've never been in another religion, so I don't know. I can only speak for Christianity.
The Muslim religion is very similar to Christianity, except for those extremists that do like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow shit up.
Sacrifices.
But they're all good for like a set of morals. But you don't even need a religion to teach someone morals.
No.
You just be good because you be good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like, cool. We got the 10 Commandments. We got the Golden Rule. I don't even know if the Golden Rule is part of the Bible. I think that's just a fucking
But the Golden
thing.
Rule is basically all the 10 Commandments wrapped up in a little easy.
Yeah.
It's
if
more
you don't want to be
treated
like that,
yeah,
don't do it to anybody.
You want to be killed? No, okay, don't kill nobody.
There you go.
You want to rape?
I think the Golden Rule is like the ultimate karma rule.
Yeah.
Because it's like, don't do anything that you don't want to happen to yourself. Because if you do that, karma's going to come around and kick you in the ass.
But I've heard a stupid ass argument, okay, from like Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a debate, atheists versus Christians. And the Christians, they would get so frustrated in the argument. Like, they would think they're right so much that they would get like frustrated and just be like, you're an idiot, to the atheists. And the atheists were just chill and they're just like, I don't know.
You know when you're winning an argument when someone starts calling you stupid or an idiot or starts digging at you personally too. Yeah. You know you totally won if they start saying personal stuff to you.
But what was I going to say about it? I was going to say something about his argument. Oh, his argument was like, without God, there's no like perfect example of good, or no, like there's no, God is good. So like, because he's good, we need to be good or whatever. Something like that.
Yeah.
But if God doesn't exist and this was just a big bang, right? And then we're all just stardust. They're like, what's the point then of being good? Like, what's the point of not eating babies if God doesn't exist? And he's like, well, because it ensures us continuing to live. And it's just like, we feel what good is and we feel what bad is. And we go according to those guidelines. If we all were like sociopaths, we might not feel that way. Yeah. But we have emotions and stuff. Yeah. How did those develop? They probably developed for the good of our species, like to continue. Yeah. Like we developed, love. So like, let's all work together. Yeah. Because we'll survive better that way. Exactly. If we all hated each other, the human race would be gone. Yeah. Because we wouldn't mate. We wouldn't.
It would just be killing and raping and destroying each other. Dude, there was one celebrity that he was talking about how he was an atheist, and he was talking to a Christian about it and explaining it, and they're like, if there's no purpose in life to you, then why not just kill yourself right now? And he's like, because it's my story. And he's like, when you pick up a book, if you read the back description, do you just throw the book away? Yeah. No, you read the whole book because you want to read the story. You want to know the story.
Yeah, it's basically the same stupid argument. It's like, if God doesn't exist, then what's the point of life? It's like, we have it.
Dude, life is a gift.
It's awesome.
Life fucking rips, dude.
Life is awesome.
Fucking send it.
Why would you be like, oh, God's not real? There's no point to this.
No. What? Doesn't make any sense. But people be wilding out there, dude.
Anyway. We always talk about this.
We always go on freaking religious tangents, dude.
Because it always makes me so angry.
It's just one of those arguments. It can be put in any sort of opinionated argument. Like, if it was like gun control, like people that are like, you shouldn't have guns, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I'm not saying you have to have guns. I'm just saying I want to have a gun because I like to have a gun. I like to know that I can protect myself because cops aren't always going to just show up right when you need them,
Yeah, we should definitely be able to have guns. Like,
that's why it's the Second Amendment.
Yeah. I mean, crazy people get a hold of them. But they're gonna get them either way, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you say, let's make guns illegal, criminals do everything illegal. So bad people are going to have guns, and now you have no good people with guns. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now you messed up, because now everyone's dead when Johnny fucking Gunslinger over here could have fucking nailed that dude right in the face, and then the bad guy would be dead instead of 30 innocent people.
It's like that one dude who shot up a school a few years ago. His name is Nicholas Cruz. I think Nicholas Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
famous, the one in Florida.
Yeah, he shot like 17 students and teachers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the dads of one of the victims, which obviously he's upset, so the way he feels about a topic is going to be different than like maybe like a logical stance. Mm-hmm. But he was saying like, you know, this kid was able to just walk into a store at 19 years old and buy an AR-15. Yeah. He shouldn't be able to do that. And it's like, well, why not? He could have got one another way, because he was obviously crazy and like wanted to like kill people. He could have got it a different way. But there's no reason that sane people that are never going to do something like that, like me or you, like I'm never going to fucking, you know, go shoot people. Yeah. But I do have a pistol, I have a handgun that I keep on my nightstand. Yeah. In case anyone breaks in my house in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And dude, we're in Arizona. It's freaking, some people, especially in Phoenix and Glendale, like shit gets crazy here sometimes. Yeah, man, it gets a little wild here.
And meth heads do the craziest stuff because they're awake for way too long and their logical thinking stops, and they just go fucking.
They're so funny, dude.
Like if you were like, would you rather have like a pure heroin addict break into your house in the middle of the night or a pure meth addict break in the middle? I would be like heroin, for sure,
100%,
because they just want to get their shit and go get their money and get their heroin.
And honestly, their eyes are probably closed the whole time.
Yeah, they're probably like,
you could probably knock them out before they even do anything.
Yeah, they're like fucking falling asleep, and you'd probably like walk in your living room and they'd be half bent over, like asleep.
Bro, there's a girl at Fry's. I saw, this was the funniest thing I saw. There's this chick just chilling in the parking lot at Fry's, and there was a cop right there, and she was just like falling asleep and bending over while she was standing. Yeah. And the cop is watching this, and he like pulls up, puts his lights on. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna get her, you know? And then this other dude runs up to her. He's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And the cop is like, is she with you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, is she okay? And he was like, yeah, she's fine. And I was at the gas station at the Fry's, right? So I went up to the gas station part of the Fry's, and I was like trying to break a 20 or something. And they got in line behind us. And that dude was like, you can't be doing that shit. There are fucking cops all over the place. And, you know, I'm going to go down with you and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, the whole time she was like asleep. She's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Dude, it's like, crazy when they nod out like that.
So weird. Dude, I watched that whole thing happen. I was like, And that cop stayed in the parking lot. Yeah. And he stayed by their car the whole time. Because he was like, I mean, honestly, I don't think he can arrest them unless they're driving under the influence of some sort of narcotic.
Now in Arizona, especially, they really relaxed the laws on drug possession. Yeah. Even meth. Like, you can have like I think like an ounce of meth or a quarter ounce of meth, and they'll just like, sometimes they'll just give you a ticket. Damn. Because like it's just flooding the jail system, and it's like no point.
Yeah, and most of them are homeless anyways.
Yeah, they're just homeless, so they just want to get the dealers. Like, you know, there really is no point in arresting the drug addicts.
No, not
They're just gonna use resources at the jail.
I did hear that some cops got in trouble in Phoenix for migrating homeless people,
like moving them to
a different place. Like some cops got fired for that. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? I was like, we have a homeless people problem here. The cops are the ones that need to figure this out. Like, why? Like, and it was because people complained about it. Yeah, I'm sure it was those homeless people that complained about it.
But I wonder why they're moving. Like, were you getting paid by the rich community to move them? Like,
I don't know.
Why else would you go?
I wonder why they did that. It's just so populated. Every freaking QT has like 20 freaking homeless people in Phoenix. Yeah. It's so annoying. And like, most of them are ungrateful people. because they'll come up to you and be like, "Hey man, you gotta, I'm out of gas." It's like, okay, first off, shut up. You want meth.
First off,
you want my money for your meth. Continue. Oh, do you have like $1 or $2 to spare or something? No, I don't have any cash. And they're like, you don't have a single dollar? Like, excuse me?
And be like,
you came to me and begged me for money for your addiction. Do you want me to go to the ATM, pull out fucking $100 for your meth addiction?
Would you like a ride to your dealer's house too?
Get out of here. Like, what the fuck?
I know. It's like, and I hate when they're like, you don't have any money. You're like, I could have $1 million in my wallet. It's not yours.
Yeah.
You have no right to it.
And like, don't get me wrong.
Sometimes I give them money.
There's homeless people that I think, oh, that guy is actually struggling, or that guy actually needs some help, or whatever. You can tell.
You can tell the difference.
You can tell. And they're always so humble and grateful when you give them something. Like last week, I gave this dude, I had a bag of Sour Patch Kids. That's the only thing I had in my truck. And I was like, I'm going to give it to this dude and see if he wants them. I was like, hey, this is all I got. And he's like, dude, thank you so much. He just starts eating them right away. I was like, well, I hope that made him happier, you know?
I remember I saw this lady outside of a Walmart a few years ago. I think it was when I was like a teenager, because I didn't have much money at all.
Mm-hmm.
And she was out there with like a stroller in the middle of the night. She was pregnant and she had a baby in the stroller.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her like $20.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any money, but she obviously needed it more than I did.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm like, why are you out here though? I'm like, you doing drugs? Like, she didn't seem like she was doing drugs, but I'm like, there's not much else that gets you homeless. You know what I mean?
When it's women, it could be like domestic violence shit, you know, that they just like ran and just went off grid and they're just on the streets now.
Yeah.
Because they feel that's sad. When you feel safer on the streets than your own home, that shit's sad.
It's crazy.
Not be happening.
Yeah. If this podcast ever blows up, so share it with your friends.
Yeah.
And we ever make like money, we're going to like find like a women's battered, like something that helps.
Homeless shelter.
No, something that helps women get out of abusive relationships.
Yeah, they have homeless shelters specifically for women in need like that.
Yeah.
Because they're not big apartments, but they're apartments that can like hold children and an adult. And I actually went to one because we did like a canned food drive thing when I was in like 6th grade. And I got to go with my teacher and 2 other students to go give it to the homeless shelter. And those places are like hidden. They don't have any signs or anything, so people can't find them.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think that's smart. I think it's really smart.
So if this podcast ever makes money on, if we make t-shirts, if we
start doing merch or something, or if we
anything
pop off,
we'll give like a percentage of the money
100%
to abused women, because my mom was abused.
Yeah.
And she was so scared to leave the relationship.
That's so sad.
Because she just thought she couldn't afford it on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually she finally was like, went and got some government assistance, like apartment or whatever. Mm-hmm. But for years she was like, I can't afford it on my own. I'm like, your boyfriend doesn't even work, so I don't know what that's about. I don't know what math you're doing. I think his parents would give him money.
I think you forgot to carry the decimal there.
Yeah, this dude's parents would always give him money. He was such a little mama's boy, and he acted like the toughest dude ever. Because like all the stories he would tell, he's like, yeah, I used to run with this dude and this
dude. Those people is because their parents babied them so much and made them feel like you can do whatever you want to do, and they didn't slap any freaking sense into him. So now he thinks he's a fucking hard dog, bro.
Yeah. He would always talk like he's tough,
take
dude.
Anyone. You fucking come up to me, I'll knock you out.
Exactly.
Like, dude.
He would talk exactly like that.
You're fat and you're wearing a wife beater and you're balding.
He was literally fat.
Yeah.
Like just beer belly. Mm-hmm. And he would always wear a tank top at all times. I was like, why are you wearing a tank top? Tank tops are for buff people.
Yeah. Do you have muscles?
He had flabby arms. I think it was to show off his shitty tattoos.
Oh my God.
But anyway, we're out of time. We'll talk about that more in the next one.
Yeah, but definitely if this ever pops off, we're for sure going to be donating to people.
Women in abusive relationships that need to get out of them. Whatever kind of charity that helps that. So if you care about that, share this video so we can maybe get some likes and views and whatever.
Absolutely. And
subscribe. And also if you could follow us on Instagram at Los Amigos Gringos and on TikTok at Los Amigos Gringos 1. Thank you. See you next week.